Hey everyone, it's George from Blockchain TXP and today is the 15th of November 2023 and guys listen, the CPI numbers are out and what is a bit strange is the numbers are actually ridiculously good, but unfortunately guys, the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies has actually gone down and that, to be honest, is definitely not a good sign. So the inflation numbers, while the Bureau of Labor Statistics states that the inflation is at 3.2% and because of that guys, for some odd reason, the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies has actually gone down, so we'll definitely go ahead and discuss that. And look guys, a few years ago I did do a survey asking people via LinkedIn as to where they get the inflation numbers from, and over 900 people did actually do the survey, and guess what guys, not even one person got it right as to which website you can find out where the inflation numbers are published. So in today's episode I'll definitely go ahead and share that thing once again. And look guys, it's so critical to understand that whenever you're looking at information, you always look at information from first source, and you'd be surprised over 90% of the time, mainstream media does put out a completely different narrative. As a matter of fact, in yesterday's episode as well, I did talk about a massive fake news by BlackRock, isn't it? So it's really critical that we look at information from first source. And guys, in today's episode, we have some news regarding partnerships as well. But before we look at that, we'll definitely go ahead and discuss one of the leading DeFi platforms, that is Uniswap. And they are launching an Android wallet app, and to be honest guys, hopefully this should drive a lot of user adoption. And guys, we have some unfortunate news, and that has to do with the founders of Opyn, which is a DeFi protocol, and looks like because of the CFTC crackdown, a lot of the founders and key members have decided to leave the project. And guys, we have some massive partnership news, and that is regarding Walt Disney, and they are launching an NFT platform, and they are doing that in partnership with Dapper Labs. So we'll definitely go ahead and discuss that. Now look guys, this year in particular, news regarding NFTs have died down, but since the last quarter or so, I'm definitely seeing quite a lot of news regarding NFTs, and to be honest guys, this is indirectly related to Bitcoin Spot ETF news, isn't it? And guys, like we do in every Crypto and Coffee Date podcast, I'm going to be discussing two news from Dubai, UAE and the Middle East. Now the first news guys is to do with Crypto.com, and they have been granted Virtual Asset Service Provider license by none other than Dubai's Virtual Asset Regulatory Authority, also called as VARA. So we'll definitely go ahead and explore what that news is all about. And the second news guys is a combination of blockchain and even artificial intelligence, and there is a report which has been published where the UAE Government office has highlighted $20 trillion future opportunities and trends set to emerge in the next decade. So we'll definitely go ahead and discuss that, and we'll go ahead and have a look at that if blockchain technology does play a massive role. So quite a lot of cover guys in today's episode, so let's kick start with it right away. Welcome to the Crypto and Coffee Date, the daily podcast that keeps you up to date on all latest developments in the world of cryptocurrencies, blockchain and NFTs. Join us Monday to Friday as you kick off your day with a cup of coffee and a deep dive into the exciting and rapidly evolving world of digital assets. We'll cover the latest news and trends in the cryptocurrency and blockchain space, as well as delve into the growing world of NFTs or non-fungible tokens and metaverse. Plus, we'll keep you updated on the latest developments from Dubai, UAE and the wider Middle East region. Whether you're a seasoned crypto enthusiast or just getting started, Crypto and Coffee Date has something for you. Our expert host will provide insight and analysis on the most important topics in the industry and help you stay up to date on the latest developments. We'll bring you interviews with leading figures in the crypto and blockchain space and explore the ways in which these technologies are changing the world around us, from the impact on traditional financial systems to the potential for revolutionizing industries and transforming societies. We'll cover it all on Crypto and Coffee Date. So tune in and join us for a daily dose of Crypto and Coffee Date, and let's stay ahead of the curve together. We'll start your day off right with the most important news and insights from the world of cryptocurrency, blockchain and the metaverse, and help you navigate this exciting and rapidly evolving landscape. In Crypto and Coffee Date, the daily podcast covers the latest developments in the world of cryptocurrency, blockchain and the metaverse. We'll also bring you updates on the latest news from Dubai, UAE and wider Middle East region. This also includes a range of topics such as developments in the local and blockchain industry, including new projects and initiatives, regulatory updates, and policies related to cryptocurrency and blockchain in the region, local and regional events and conferences focused on crypto and blockchain, interviews with leading figures in Dubai, UAE and Middle East crypto and blockchain community, coverage of any significant news or events related to cryptocurrency and blockchain in the region. By covering these local and regional developments, in addition to the wider world of cryptocurrency and blockchain, Crypto and Coffee at 8 aims to provide a comprehensive overview of the industry and its impact on the Dubai, UAE and Middle East region. Now before we kickstart today's episode, I have an important message, so check this out. Thank you to our sponsors for being part of the Blockchain DXB journey. Firstly, Advanced Media. Advanced Media, guys, is the largest distributor of professional video, photo, broadcast and cinematic equipment and accessories in the Middle East and MENA region. With over 2 decades of experience, Advanced Media is now the largest distributor in the Middle East, representing more than 100 recognizable brands, including brands such as Zeiss, DJI, Hasselblad, Red and Rode. As a matter of fact, guys, the very mic that I'm recording is being sponsored by Advanced Media as well, and Advanced Media has showrooms in Saudi Arabia and services as well. Looks like they're definitely taking the Middle East by storm. And here's the beautiful thing, guys, they're taking corporate social responsibility very seriously, and they're focusing on 3 P's, that is people, planet and prosperity. Now listen, guys, if you do want to find out more information regarding the statement of corporate social responsibility, check out the website, that is www.amt.tv. And here's the beautiful thing, guys, they also want to be a leader and set an example and reputation as a pioneer and member of the community. And in doing so, guys, they also have an AMT scholarship with SAE Institute in Dubai, UAE, so definitely check it out. And also, guys, Advanced Media is committed to persistently developing, organizing and hosting training workshops, seminars and community events that educate, inform and familiarize consumers with new equipment and the latest technological advances. So listen, guys, do one thing. If you do want to support this channel, go to the website, that is www.amt.tv, and follow the social media channels as well. All of the details are in the show notes below. Next, listen, guys, there are 3 things I'm absolutely passionate about. One is death metal, ice cold beer, and the third one is extreme sports, and that is Tough Mudder. And Tough Mudder, guys, is a series of obstacle and mud runs that'll push your physical and mental limits without the pressure of competition. It's essentially a community that is built on teamwork and overcoming obstacles, where stepping outside of your comfort zone is the actual reward. And my big question is, guys, when was the last time you did something wild for the very first time? Now listen, guys, Tough Mudder Arabia has a formidable team, and Tough Mudder Arabia, guys, is putting across a series of events this year and next year. And if you're someone who's in Dubai, there are 2 days of back-to-back Tough Mudder events as well that takes place on the 11th and the 12th of November at the iconic Jebel Ali race. Now listen, guys, there are different distances as well. You have 5 kilometer, you have 10 kilometer, and you also have Tough Mudder for kids as well. Now so far as the Tough Mudder 5K is concerned, it's featuring 13 of the famous teamwork inspired obstacles crammed into 5K course, and so far as 10K is concerned, it has 20 of the world's famous obstacles to tackle. So what I'd really recommend you to do is, guys, go to the Instagram of Tough Mudder, give them a follow, and listen, guys, if you do want to score a discount, the discount is RaceSpace15, and the link for the discount is in the show notes below. I hope I get to see you there, guys, because to be honest, on the 11th and 12th, it's going to be my 25th and the 26th Tough Mudder, and one of my goals is to do 100 Tough Mudder, which hopefully might happen in the next few years. So look at the show notes below and get yourself registered, and hopefully see you at the event. Next, Startup OI is global one tech platform for tech. It offers global high-paying tech jobs with flexibility in working time and location, global free tech events, and tech networks to connect with global like-minded engineers. A brilliant platform to listen to the tech experts in Metaverse and to grab their insights. Now listen, all you have to do is download the app Startup OI. If you're using an Android version, go to Google Store and App Store for iOS devices. Alternatively, you can also click on the show notes below to download Startup OI. Next, guys, listen, if you're into fitness, if you're into adventure, if you want to do something wild but still want to keep your health in check, there is a new podcast in town, a podcast focusing on obstacle course race in the Middle East. The podcast is called the Race-Pace Podcast. So check out the Race-Pace Podcast across all leading platforms. And the Race-Pace Podcast is a peer-to-peer community-driven podcast where they talk all about obstacle course race in the Middle East, from Sandstorm to Spartan Race, from Tough Mudder to Desert Warrior Challenge, and also the Government Gov Games, and quite a lot more. The podcast has interviews with athletes,
locally and internationally to get inside scoop on how athletes prepare for obstacle course race. In the podcast, they also talk about interesting stories on why they are motivated to do obstacle course race. And that's not all. They also plan to release 7 NFTs. And these NFTs are no ordinary. These NFTs will represent every emirate in the UAE. And listen, guys, these NFTs are going to be absolutely massive. So do one thing, go to Spotify, go to iTunes, go to any leading podcasting platform and search for Rise in the Obstacle Course Race podcast. And finally, guys, not your keys, not your crypto. If you have dabbled with cryptocurrencies and now are seriously getting to protect your cryptocurrencies, there is no better way to protect it by using a hardware wallet. And this is where Ledger Wallet kicks in. And Ledger Wallets are hardware cryptocurrency wallets made by Ledger, a company headquartered in Paris, France. And Ledger's hardware wallets are multi-currency wallets that are used to store private keys for cryptocurrencies offline. And Ledger offers 2 hardware wallets, the Ledger Nano and Ledger Nano X wallets. They are world-class experts with extensive crypto security backgrounds. They continuously look for vulnerabilities in Ledger products in a constant effort to improve the level of security. Now, in today's world, securing these digital assets is a critical challenge, and this is where Ledger kicks in. So click the link below to buy your hardware wallet and support this podcast. It is a brilliant way to support this podcast. So what are you waiting for? The link is in the show notes below.
Now, guys, since you've taken care of that, let's kickstart by looking at the global cryptocurrency market. Now, as of today, guys, the global cryptocurrency market is at $1.36 trillion, and since the last 24 hours, it is down by 2.42%. Now, look, guys, common sense would state that if the inflation numbers are going down, that means overall the global cryptocurrency market is doing good, and because of that, the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency should actually increase, isn't it? But unfortunately, guys, the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies has actually gone down. And that is one of the crazy world of cryptocurrencies, isn't it? Now look, guys, cryptocurrency price influencers can go out and push a narrative in either direction. If the prices go down, they would actually go ahead and state that Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies do not absolutely care what is going on inflation, and it does what it wants. But let's say for some odd reason, if the price of Bitcoin were to go up, they would actually state that because inflation is going down, the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies is pumping up to the moon. So it's really critical whenever you look at cryptocurrency price influencers, avoid paying attention to the price narratives, rather focus on the technology. Now, so far as the total cryptocurrency market volume is concerned, guys, it is at $64.33 billion. And since the last 24 hours, it is marginally up by 1.14%. The total volume in DeFi, guys, is definitely pumped up. And as of today, 15th of November, it is at $6.79 billion. And to be honest, guys, this might be the very first time in 2023 where the total volume in DeFi is actually at an all-time high. Now, mind you, guys, these numbers are ridiculously minuscule in comparison to, let's say, 2020 or 2021, because back then, on an average given day, the total volume in DeFi used to hover somewhere between the $12 to $16 billion mark, and on some occasion, mostly when there was news regarding DeFi, this number has definitely crossed the $20 billion mark as well. So $6.79 billion definitely might seem to be great in 2023, but in comparison to previous years, it is definitely not something to be boasting about. Now, so far as the total value locked is concerned, unfortunately, guys, it is still below the $50 billion mark at $45.43 billion, and DeFi, guys, as of today is accounting for 10.55% of the total cryptocurrency market 24-hour volume, and Lido is still leading the race so far as the total value locked is concerned at $17.90 billion. And guys, listen, one of the metrics you need to keep an eye on is decentralized to centralized exchange dominance, and today, guys, it is at 34.78%. This, to be honest, is absolutely fantastic, and I'm really hoping and wishful thinking, guys, that every day decentralized to centralized exchange is over the 30% mark. Hopefully one fine day it is over the 40% mark as well. Now, guys, if you look at the volume of stablecoins, it is at $57.05 billion, and stablecoins is accounting for 88.69% of the total crypto market 24-hour volume, and out of this $57.05 billion, Tether USDT is accounting for $47.43 billion, Circle USDC guys at $5.87 billion, and finally Binance BUSD a little over $500 million mark at $568 million. Now look, guys, unfortunately the market cap of Bitcoin has definitely gone down. It is well below the $700 billion mark, and just few days ago I actually talked about how Bitcoin did actually go ahead and cross the $700 billion mark. Unfortunately, guys, the numbers regarding inflation has definitely not turned out to be fruitful so far as the price of Bitcoin and the market cap of Bitcoin is concerned. Now, as of now, it is at $692 billion, whereas Ethereum's market cap is at $237 billion. If you look at the 24-hour trading volume, guys, between Bitcoin and Ethereum, Bitcoin is $23.1 billion, whereas Ethereum is $12.5 billion. The dominance, guys, of Bitcoin is 50.80%, whereas Ethereum is 17.40%. Now, in today's episode, guys, let me run through the market cap of lending protocol. And it's no surprise, guys, that MakerDAO is number first. And guys, listen, in the world of DeFi, MakerDAO is also called as Boomer DeFi, isn't it? Now, so far as the market cap is concerned, it is at $1.33 billion. And if you look at the price of Maker or MKR, it is $1,366. The number second is Aave, and the market cap is $1.33 billion. And guys, if you look at the price of Aave, it is at $90.64. The number third is Nexo, and its market cap is $403 million. And the price of Nexo, guys, is 71 cents. Compound is number fourth, and so far as the market cap is concerned, it is at $375 million. And the price for the token is $54.94. Wrapped Centrifig is number fifth, and the market cap is $184 million, and the price, guys, is 0.511 cents. Now, guys, before we look at the king of all kings, that is Bitcoin, let me quickly run through a protocol or project called as Byconomy, because essentially, guys, it is a protocol designed to enhance the user experience on decentralized applications or dApps, and they are doing that by addressing common issues such as high gas fees and complex onboarding processes. And guys, later on today, we're also going to be discussing news regarding Uniswap, and the fact that they are launching on Google Store will definitely, hopefully, drive mainstream adoption. Now, so far as news regarding Byconomy is concerned, they aim to make using blockchain application as easy as traditional web application. Now, so far as the goal of Byconomy is concerned, guys, they focus on improving transaction management and gas optimization to reduce cost by up to 40%. Now, the big question is, how do they do that? They try to achieve this through meta transactions, allowing users to submit transactions without paying gas, with a third party covering the fees. Now, so far as the founders is concerned, the international team behind Byconomy includes Ahmad Al-Balaghi and Aniket Jindal, and they have an experience in blockchain industry and are backed by notable investors like Coinbase Ventures and Binance Launchpad. So the big question is, what is it that makes Byconomy unique? Now, Byconomy's relay infrastructure solves the challenges like gas fees and onboarding complexity, and it is already being used by projects like Curve Finance, Perpetual Protocol, Decentralized Games, and Sapien Network to enable gasless transactions and improve user experience as well. And guys, so far as the token is concerned, the token is called as BYCO, which is B for Bravo, I for India, C for Charlie, and O for Orange. And BYCO, guys, is a native utility token with a total supply of 1 billion, and it is used for transaction fees, staking, rewards, and governance voting. And token distribution includes allocation for the community, foundation, team and advisors, pre-seed, seed private rounds, strategic investors, and public sale as well. And so far as the security mechanism is concerned, guys, Byconomy smart contracts have been audited by reputable firms, ensuring a secure foundation, and the protocol essentially is a non-custodial and trustless, with plans of future decentralization to enhance security. Now, what are your thoughts, guys? Mention them in the comments below. So in a nutshell, Byconomy simplifies blockchain interactions, allowing users to enjoy gasless transactions and a smoother onboarding process for decentralized applications. Now, guys, let's look at the king of all kings, that is Bitcoin. And to be honest, guys, I'm a bit surprised that the price of Bitcoin has actually gone down, because I was under the impression, because of the inflation numbers looking good, people will go ahead and buy Bitcoin, because what the inflation number states, that overall the economy is doing good in US, and that, to be honest, has a massive domino impact on other countries as well. But once again, guys, the world of cryptocurrencies is absolutely crazy, isn't it? Now, as of today, guys, the price of Bitcoin is $35,423, and since the last 24 hours, it is down by 2.74%. Since the last 7 days, it is marginally up by 0.37%. Ethereum, guys, unfortunately has gone down, and it is well below the $2,000 mark, and it is at $1,973. And guys, in my episode yesterday, we discussed why the price of Ethereum actually pumped up, and that was purely because of fake news regarding BlackRock's ETF application for Ethereum, isn't it? Now, since the last 24 hours, though, the price of Ethereum or ETH is down by 3.91%, but since the last 7 days, it is up by 4.77%. Binance BNB coin, guys, is at $244. Since the last 24 hours, it is marginally up by 0.96%. Since the last 7 days, it is marginally down by 0.93%. Now look guys, one of the reasons why the global cryptocurrency market has gone down is unfortunately because of CPI numbers, and as I mentioned several times earlier today, it is a bit strange that the CPI numbers are looking good for United States of America, and in hindsight, that should have actually triggered the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. Unfortunately, that is not the case. So the news essentially is that inflation is at 3.2%. Now look guys, in order to look at CPI numbers, the only website that you need to look at is the Bureau of Labor Statistics, and the website is www.bls.gov. And guys, listen, at the bottom of the page, it also gives you a very basic level explanation on how the inflation is calculated. So it's really critical that you definitely need to go ahead and check it out and truly understand how the inflation is calculated. If that thing is too tough, guys, what you can also do is take the entire data, copy paste it into ChatGPT, and ask ChatGPT to give you the most simplest explanation, isn't it? Now listen guys, unfortunately, because of the inflation numbers, which is great at 3.2%, Bitcoin and the global cryptocurrency market have reacted mildly, and Bitcoin's market cap has gone down well below the $700 billion mark, isn't it? So definitely unfortunate news. Now it's going to be really interesting to see how the market reacts this particular week, and I'm pretty much sure guys, right now there is anticipation regarding some news regarding Bitcoin spot ETF, but as I mentioned in the past week or so, I don't see we might get any news regarding Bitcoin spot ETF, and definitely no news regarding Ethereum spot ETF approval as well. Now guys, let's discuss some news regarding Uniswap, and the news essentially is that Uniswap Labs has publicly released an Android mobile app wallet with built-in swap capability on the Google Play Store. And guys, listen, the new app will allow users to make swaps to decentralized exchange or DEX from within the app, and because of that, it will eliminate the need of separate web browser extension. And Uniswap Labs Vice President Design Khalil Kapuazo told Cointelegraph, so if you do want to find out the official link, the link is in the show notes below. Now look guys, this might seem to be a massive deal where it focuses on user adoption, and I very specifically remember roughly around 4 months ago, Uniswap did do a survey asking its users what is it that they can do in order to go out and get more user adoption, and one of the factors that they actually mentioned was user experience and to make it really easy. Now looks like based on that survey, they've gone ahead and decided to go ahead and launch an app. Now look guys, launching this app might sound absolutely great, but listen, when you tell someone that an app has been launched now, do you think that is breaking news, or do you already expect an app to be in place? Now very specifically remember a friend of mine who was in Manchester, England. Roughly around 3 years ago, I used to talk to him about cryptocurrencies, and the first thing he used to say, what is the app that I need to download? And I used to tell him that hang on, we don't have apps yet, but in the near future we might be having an app. Now listen guys, having an app now should not be a breaking news, it should just be a regular news, and these apps, that is centralized apps which are on Google Store, should have been done years ago, but nonetheless, some development I guess. Now guys, let's discuss some news regarding Opyn DeFi, and Zubin Kuticho and Alex Guba, the co-founders of Opyn Decentralized Finance Protocol, have announced the departure from project and their exit from cryptocurrency space. And guys, the reason why this is a drama in the cryptocurrency space is because this decision was conveyed through a statement from Kuticho, and he posted this on social media yesterday. And guys, where it gets interesting is that the announcement follows the resolution of an enforcement action by United States Commodity and Future Trading Commission, also called as CFTC. Now, are they trying to hide away from it? Based on the news, that's what it looks like, isn't it? I'm hoping that we do not find out any notorious activity which brings down the cryptocurrency space. Now guys, let's discuss some positive news, and that is regarding a partnership by a woke company called as Disney. And the news is that Disney has created a non-fungible token or platform together with Dapper Labs, and Disney has actually announced the launch of Disney Pinnacle, which is essentially the NFT marketplace. And guys, the platform will feature tokenized version of classic cartoon characters spanning a century, including Pixar icons and Star Wars heroes and even villains as well. Now listen guys, with this woke culture, I wouldn't be surprised if there's some heavy inclusivity and some LGBTQ movement as well. I'm definitely hoping that's not the case. And so far as this news is concerned, Dapper Labs CEO highlighted the platform's ability for fans worldwide to collect and trade digital pins seamlessly on the phones. And guys, if you want to find out the official link, the link is actually published via Twitter, and it is in the show notes below as well. And guys, listen, the NFT platform will launch later this year on Apple App Store and even on Google Play Store, and at the same time it'll be on the web platform as well. Now at this point of time, guys, only a waitlist and a landing site exists on its official page, and Disney Pinnacle is built on Layer 1 blockchain flow, which Dapper Labs also created previously. And guys, it's also important to know that even Ticketmaster, which is one of the leading online ticketing platform, right? They also elected to mint NFT events tickets on the Flow blockchain. Now listen guys, it's really important to remember that earlier this year, Disney did actually pull the plug on its Metaverse division as part of a broader restructuring plan to cut its operating expenses by $5.5 billion, and they did actually lay off 7,000 staff in a span of 2 months. And so far as the Metaverse division is concerned, roughly around 8 or so 50 members were left without a new employment contract. So I just thought I'll go ahead and mention that. So those were some macro level news from the cryptocurrency world. Now let's look at 2 news from Dubai, UAE and the Middle East. And the first news, guys, is a massive one, and that is to do with Crypto.com. And the news is that Crypto.com has been granted virtual asset service provider license by Dubai's WARA, that is Virtual Asset Regulatory Authority. So let me go ahead and give out some more information regarding this news, because Crypto.com's Dubai entity, that is CRO DAX Middle East Free Zone Establishment, guys, has been granted a virtual asset service provider license by Dubai's WARA, that is Virtual Asset Regulatory Authority. And this license, guys, is for specified virtual asset service activities, and the virtual asset service provider license is subject to fulfilling pre-operating conditions and qualifying for operational approval. And guys, Crypto.com aims to become one of the first virtual asset exchanges to operationalize its virtual asset service provider license after Dubai's WARA's issuance of specialized regulations going back to February of 2023. And this license will allow Crypto.com to offer regulated virtual asset services, including exchange, broker-dealer, management and investment, and lending and borrowing services. And these services will be accessible to both retail and institutional users in the market through Crypto.com app and even through Crypto.com exchange as well, because the license, guys, follows Crypto.com's previous milestone, including receiving its MVP provisional license in June of 2022 and MVP preparatory license in March of 2023. And guys, Dubai was announced as Crypto.com's regional hub for Middle East and Africa in March of 2022. And so far as the virtual asset service provider license is concerned, it showcases Crypto.com's commitment to security and compliance, and guys, the company views Dubai as a leading market in designing effective regulations for cryptocurrency space, while at the same time supporting adoption and innovation as well. And the CEO of Crypto.com, that is Chris Maslek, expressed the company's honor in being one of the first cryptocurrency exchanges granted a virtual asset service provider license by Dubai's WARA. And Dubai's regulatory framework, guys, is highlighted as robust by Crypto.com, and guys, the company is diligently working towards the final operational approval stage, and the virtual asset service provider license covers various virtual asset services, indicating Crypto.com's broad involvement in the cryptocurrency industry. And the CEO, guys, emphasized a commitment to security and compliance in the company's operations, and the company plans to showcase its industry-leading products to customers in permissible jurisdictions from Dubai. And guys, Crypto.com sees Dubai as a thriving ecosystem for cryptocurrency, and they've also expressed excitement about contributing to it and being a massive part of it as well. And guys, in Dubai, to be honest, the overall sentiment is extremely positive, with a focus on regulatory compliance and a commitment to innovation in the cryptocurrency space. Now listen guys, this news regarding Crypto.com is definitely very positive news, not just for Dubai, but for the global cryptocurrency world as well, isn't it? And now guys, let's discuss second news, which discusses $20 trillion worth of future opportunities. And this report, guys, is actually published by ArabianBusiness.com. So let me go ahead and share what this news is all about, because the UAE Government Development and the Future Office has identified $20 trillion in emerging opportunities by 2033. And the report highlights 10 major trends, including artificial intelligence boom, virtual reality schools, flying cars, underground buildings, and anti-aging science as well. And guys, the collaboration with the Future Today Institute aims to guide government entities in proactive programs for future readiness. And guys, in this report, the key trends include responsive AI, end of disease, seamless finance, manufacturing and final frontier, and sustainable opportunities, and guys, the report predicts that worldwide artificial intelligence market will reach $2.7 trillion by 2033, with $144 billion valuation in 2023 itself, and bioengineering for disease prevention and gene editing could lead to roughly around $959 billion market by 2023. And Gaza report also discusses seamless finance run by artificial intelligence is projected to reach $1.1 trillion by 2033, and space manufacturing capabilities in low Earth orbit could value the market at $2.2 trillion by 2033, and sustainability opportunities, guys, that is addressing climate change threats, may grow at a 30.4%, reaching $1.4 trillion by 2033, that is a decade from now. An expediting market driven by alternative transportation like drones and eVTOL aircraft could be valued at $283 billion in the next coming decade. An educational evolution that is incorporating artificial intelligence and virtual reality in education may reach roughly around $380 billion by 2033. And guys, addressing water scarcity, the market could be valued at $1.4 trillion by 2033, fueled by advanced technologies. And guys, digital deception protection, addressing cybersecurity, is projected to reach a market value at over $9.2 trillion with 19.7% growth. And guys, advanced agriculture, incorporating genetic modification and precision farming, may see an 18.9% increase, compound annual growth rate reaching nearly $179 billion in the next coming decade. And Huud bin Khalfan Al Rumi emphasized the need for proactive government programs to seize future opportunities, and the report encourages agile regulations, upskilling, and innovative modernization of government systems for future readiness. And the collaboration with Future Today Institute brings strategic foresight to reports development. And Gaza UAE government aims to align with the vision of President Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan and Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, focusing on economic diversification, readiness, and sustainability. So definitely feel free to go ahead and check out that report, guys. It is published via arabianbusiness.com. And guys, listen, so far as blockchain technology is concerned, the only area where I do feel blockchain technology merges with this news, and that is for all the 10 different sectors, is all of the data can be securely stored using cryptography in an open blockchain. So definitely brilliant news and massive opportunities, I guess. So those were the news, guys, from Crypto and Coffee Date from Blockchain DXB. In case if you guys have any feedback or suggestions, drop me an email to info@blockchaindxb.com. Check out my website www.blockchaindxb.com, and also check out my other website area2071.com that talks everything about metaverse. And guys, if you like listening to this podcast, please click on the follow button, give it a 5-star rating, and share the word across. Now for the next few minutes, it's going to be an Ask Me Anything series where you listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and metaverse. So let's get started with the Ask Me Anything series. Hey everyone, it's George from Blockchain DXB listening to the Ask Anything series where you listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and metaverse. I have a question by Rad who asks, with relatively low inflation, do you think Jerome Powell may not increase interest rate hike? Now to be honest, Rad, that is such a brilliant question, and to be honest, at this point of time, I really do not know, because when Jerome Powell does make a decision on either, let's say, increasing the interest rate hike or keeping it flat, inflation is one of the factors that he definitely takes into consideration, but not the only factor. He does take into consideration the labor market condition as well, and information regarding labor market condition and inflation can be found out on Bureau of Labor Statistics website. Now the next FOMC meeting, Rad, is scheduled to take place between the 12th and 13th of December, so we have exactly 1 month from now, and during this 1 month I really am hoping that there is no massive collapse, let's say, of any industry players, because that would have a massive impact in the decision making so far as interest rate is concerned. And let's say if the geopolitical chaos does go ahead and increase, I'm pretty much sure Jerome Powell will be taking all those things into consideration as well. Now look, what I also think, Rad, is because US election is scheduled to take place next year, the left-leaning administration will try to do everything in their power to make sure that the market appears to be looking good. And the fact that they have mainstream media on their side, I wouldn't be surprised if they heavily manipulate the data as well. Now, keeping all these factors into consideration, personally, I really am not sure, to be honest, if Jerome Powell might be announcing the interest rate hike, but I wouldn't be surprised if he does actually go ahead and increase the interest rate hike. And during this 1 month from now, because of the geopolitical chaos that is going on, that is between Russia and Ukraine, Israel and Palestine, I wouldn't be surprised if the left-leaning administration does decide to go ahead and pump up more money. That means create more funds, and that would eventually have an impact in future inflation prices as well. So it's definitely going to be really interesting to see what Jerome Powell does. And something which I did touch base in my Crypto and Coffee Date podcast a few weeks ago is that hopefully by the first month in January, we might get some news regarding Bitcoin spot ETF. So we'll have some positive news in the world of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. But to answer your question, it's too early to tell right now because we need to factor quite a lot of things. And what I'd really recommend you to do is, rather than even for our listeners, whenever Jerome Powell announces the interest rate hike, he does go live on YouTube, on the official Federal Reserve Board YouTube channel. So make sure you go ahead and listen to it. And he does give a reasoning. Now, I personally think he just might marginally increase the interest rate hike until and unless we don't find any other developments that might negatively impact the financial conditions in the US. But let's wait and see how this thing turns out. So that's about all, guys, from the Ask Me Anything series from Blockchain DXB. In case if you guys have any feedback or suggestions, drop me an email to info@blockchaindxb.com. Check out my website www.blockchaindxb.com, and also check out my other website area2071.com that talks everything about metaverse. And guys, if you like listening to this podcast, please click on the follow button, give it a 5-star rating, and share the word across. And guys, remember, Monday to Thursdays, 8 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. we have Crypto and Coffee Date, where we cover top news and information pertaining to Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. And how the series of episodes on the Crypto and Coffee Date works is, we usually cover some top news and information pertaining to the price of cryptocurrencies, some major breaking news, occasionally short and sweet news as well, news that has an impact in the cryptocurrency world. The other two news and information is related to Dubai, UAE, and Middle East in the world of Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. And what you're listening to right now is the Ask Me Anything series, where you listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. So thanks so much for listening, guys, and have a nice one. Bye-bye.